Hello everybody. Today we're going to go ahead and finish off the rows that we created in a previous video. If I knew how to link them, I would, but I only have like 3 videos on there, so I'm sure you can go back and find it. But we've already created all the petals. We put some onto our flower and then we wired a whole bunch extra. So now I want to show you how to attach these two together using some floral tape. So here is just some green floral tape. You can also find this in different shades of green. You can find it in different shades of brown and also white. Some folks will wrap all in white and then they will just brush the bottom side with green petal dust, so then they don't have to use, they can use all the same color of floral tape. In this case, I just have some green here. So with this rose that I've started, all I've done is just wrap that toothpick that I had with my green floral tape. And that's just the starting point. And I'm not going to individually wrap my petals with tape. I'm going to go ahead and wrap them as I attach them to my rose. So what I'm going to need to do is, when you bring out your floral tape, kind of unwrap a decent stretch, and then as you attach a petal or attach a, in this case it's going to be a rose petal to the attached rose, I need to stretch this tape. So I'm just going to stretch it out just a little bit, and that's what's going to kind of release the adhesive or the adhesiveness, so that I can keep attaching more and more and more. So you kind of have to stretch as you attach to your flower. So I'm going to go ahead and take my rose again, hold with one hand. I'm going to take my petal. I'm going to go ahead and bend my petal back all the way. It's going to look very unnatural now, but I can shape them after I attach them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my floral tape, and if I can turn it a little bit for you, if that's easier, you can see it's kind of upside down for my hand here. When I place my tape on, I have to wrap the two petals, or in this case the rose and the petal, attached to each other. And as I twist, I'm stretching that floral tape. And once I feel that I've got a nice tight wrap around, then I can pull my petal down a little bit so I get really snug to the base of my rose. And then I'm going to just continue on, bending back my next petal, placing it right up against where I just left off. I'm going to lift this up a little bit so hopefully the camera can see as I wrap and I stretch with my floral tape. Get a good wrap, get a good adhesion there, and then go back and just start pulling down your petals. And that's going to make them even tighter. So you can see the shape already beginning to form, because I can move these around once I wrap them all together and decide where I want to place them. But I want them as snug as I can get them at the top. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to continue building. And then when I'm completely done, I'll show you what the finished rose looks like. Just attached my wired petals, so it's made my rose look even fuller. Now on the base of it, you can see that I've kept wrapping all the way down, just until, you know, where I know I'm probably going to cut this part off before I insert it into my cake. But this way you can see that you continue wrapping just to make them really nice and tight. And then you can go back and you can really shift your flower petals to decide how kind of tight you want them to look. Do I want to move them around a little bit? And then one last thing that I recommend before I'm completely finished and I steam them is that you want to turn it over slightly. And then I'm going to take a little bit of green petal dust. I'm going to dust the petals just on the backside, hiding any of the white that's showing, but also to make it a little bit more natural, because these petals that are on the base are what was coming from the ground, coming from the stem. So I'm going to put a little bit more green just on the outer edges to kind of hide any of those. And then the finishing touch would be to steam my rose. All right, so I've wrapped this around. I've shown you the backside. I take just a little bit of green petal dust. I'm going to tap into my brush and then tap the excess away. I'm going to go ahead and just lightly kind of press any of those areas that may have had a bit of a white wire showing. Just to make this look a little bit more natural. Now, the last thing we're going to do is to steam the flower to make it look kind of glistening, make it look a little bit more kind of damp, a little bit more kind of a wet dew look on it. So here I have a steamer, and this is just a regular closed steamer. You can also just get a pot of water and put a little bit of foil over it to kind of make a spout for where the steam can come out. You could use a tea kettle if you have one, but really just something so that you can control the steam and where it's going to go. You want to be careful because no one wants to get a steam burn, but we want to just make sure we have a nice amount of steam coming here. And then all I do is just move my gum paste flower around, and just so you can see what it's looking like now, it has kind of that wet, shiny finish to it. And it's going to stay that wet, shiny finish. And you want to kind of move your flower in and around, doing the backside as well, so the whole flower gets steamed. But keep it moving, because I don't want to create too much moisture on my flower if I don't need to. And then again, you can see that kind of nice, shiny, glistening look that this provides. If you wanted to go even one step further, you could put a little bit of glucose syrup into a small cornet, and I could pipe little droplets on my petals to make it look like water droplets if I really wanted to. I don't have any glucose syrup here, but maybe if I even wanted to use a little corn syrup, I could. But this is, again, going to give me that really nice full rose. It's damp from the steam, so I want to make sure that I let it dry. Put it back into your foam for a little while. When you're ready to attach it into your cake, you're going to want to use some good strong wire cutters to cut off the base, and then you can go ahead and put this into your cake. So I hope you enjoyed tutorials on how to make a rose. Again, we did different stages: the stamen, we did the petals, and now we've done the wiring it together and then steaming it. So I hope that you're able to continue these skills while you have some time at home. Thanks so much.